Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're finally going to get back on this Super Hawk turbo build that I've been procrastinating for over a year now, so I apologize to all that have been watching. I had to scrap the plastic intake. It was just too big. Here it is. When in theory it would have worked, but on this carbureted application, the air box took up the whole damn area, unfortunately, and there was just no way to get the boost pipes to go up. So I fabricated part of this boost pipe here, and then this is like the only way to get it through here is through the frame rail up here. But with that big plastic air box here, there was just no way to get any room in there to get it to that plastic air box. So that project is scrapped, or that design idea is scrapped, and we went with the 1/4-inch steel flanges I had made on the previous video from a gentleman in Wisconsin. So I started on it already. I tack welded everything up. And this is where we're at. These carburetors are goofy. They got this little section here, so that was kind of a pain in the ass. Otherwise, it would be a 2-inch tube, but now you have to kind of make this little piece. I don't even know what those. I mean, there's so many jets in there. I mean, you got four jets sitting in that little area, so I don't know what the heck they do. I'm not a carburetor specialist, but I know deleting them would cause carburetor issues. So my guess is the way these carbs sit is why it's like that. But we got that section done here. It's all tack welded. When I'm done mocking everything up and building the air box itself, then I'll finish weld everything. So this is going to be a 3-piece kit, or not a kit, a 3-piece plenum. So you're going to have the 2 pieces here, and then it's going to have a separate upper plenum, 1 piece, and then they'll connect with 2-inch silicone couplers and clamps, so it could be removed. Otherwise, that's the only thing I can think of. Because it'd be very difficult to bolt these in and actually take everything apart if you made it all 1 piece. So let's continue. I got to make the upper section, and then you could see that process. I'm not going to make the long videos anymore. I'm just going to show you guys pieces as I progress through the process. I'll show you little video clips of it, because otherwise it's going to be 10, 15, 20-hour videos, because this process does take long. And I am going with steel. The lower and upper plenum is going to be steel. All I did was I purchased at Advanced Auto Parts, I purchased a 18-inch 2-inch exhaust pipe. It's 16 gauge steel to make the upper and lower tubes. And then I went to Home Depot and got a 22 gauge plate, sheet metal, to make the upper box. Steel's obviously, it's easier to work with, it's heavier, and it rusts. So, but it's just so much more easier to weld. We're just trying to get this done quickly. In an ideal world, I'd want to build it with aluminum, but it just, you'd have 10, 15 hours alone just in welding. So yeah, I want to avoid that. I want to get this done. It's been over a year already, as you guys know, since you haven't seen many updates on it. So let's move along. So I made some templates out of actually White Castle box, but the templates are to make the upper plenum. So the upper plenum is going to be somewhere up here, but I just made a general template just so I can get the shape. It's going to be angled since the carbs are angled, but it's going to be up here somewhere. So that's kind of what we're looking for. I'm gonna move these in and out depending on where the plenum lands. These upper tubes are going to be very, very small because all I need them for is just to get the silicone coupler on top. These two remaining upper tubes, I'm going to go run to the bead roller and roll a bead like I did with the lower ones, just to get them started, and then I can cut them where I need to cut them, to size, to length, and then that's it. Then we can tack weld them on to the two pieces I cut out. And then once that's done, then I can get the spacing I need, cut to fit, and then I'll tack weld the two bottom of the upper pieces together like so. And then we can start building the box around that. All right, cut the plate out, marked it up. We're going to put the 2-inch hole here and a 2-inch hole there. This piece is approximately 1 foot by 6 inches. So let's drill out the holes and I'll be right back. It's getting a little closer. Slowly trimming off the edge here. I got to take another, I have to say another 1/2 inch. It's overlapping a little bit. They are on an angle, so it's that's the tough part. So I'm going to take a little bit off this one and we should be there. Alright, it's all tack welded. It took me a little bit to play with the welder. I was running a little too hot, burning holes in it because it is 22 gauge. It's pretty thin, but once we box it up, it'll be strong. And it's tack weld now. I'm gonna hit it with the TIG welder because the TIG welder I can dial it down and get nicer welds out of it. So I'll hit that all with a wire brush, weld up that bottom section first, weld up what's left here, and then continue building the box. Because the box is going to be crucial now. I got to start measuring everything because box height is going to be an issue now because of the tank. I only have as much room as the tank will let me. So this box is not going to be as big as I want, but we only need it just to hold boost. So until next time, please like and subscribe. Hello again, welcome back to the channel. Let's see, where did I leave off of? The previous video, or to you guys, the previous couple minutes. Decided to scrap again, so that's scrapping of the plastic intake and then scrapping of the metal, I guess sheet metal, very thin sheet metal upper intake. So here's where we're at. The lower manifolds are welded. It's how do you say it? It's wire feed welded. I got my little Harbor Freight wire feed welder. Wire feed is not a MIG welder. It's essentially just a wire with, I guess, something special in there. Acid. I don't know what is in that special wire. It's called flux wire. And that's how I ended up welding these mild steel lower intakes, because there was no way I was going to be able to TIG weld it with the huge gaps in between these little pieces I had to make. So I just said, the heck with it, MIG welded it. Yeah, I mean, you could see all the splatter here. This all, it wipes off, but I'm going to take a wire wheel in there, clean up as much as I can, and take a sandpaper or sanding disc and kind of clean up around here, because this is all I need. The boot just has to slide maybe 1.5 inches over this, The rest of this, I could care less what it looks like. It's going to be hidden. I did get a little lazy, and I bolted them to the carburetor so they didn't warp, because there was 100% guarantee if I welded them on a table or something, they would have those flanges would have warped. So I welded them. I put the bolts in here and I welded them on the actual bike. Flux, wire, splatter, you name it. It was flying everywhere. I got lazy and I didn't cover up the holes, so I am going to have to pull these carbs out later and just clean them up. But otherwise, everything is going smoothly. So I guess plan C. Here is plan C. Just finished welding it up. Okay, it's finally cooled off. So what I did was the upper intake, the two lower intake plenums, whatever you want to call them, those are steel, and they're just going to be connected with a 2-inch boot to the upper plenum, which is aluminum. I just finished welding it. Woo! This is the first time welding on this machine I've had, Thermal Dynamics. I'm used to Miller, and it took me forever to set everything up. Ooh, it looks like I might have to touch up that spot. So, welding aluminum is very difficult. Very difficult to weld aluminum, especially if you have gaps. And with gaps, it's tough, so get it as close and as tight as possible, and then set up your machine. My balance and my frequency was not set right, and it took me forever to get it set up on this machine. So this took me like over an hour to weld this 4-inch pipe, and it looks like I'm back at it. So this, I'm just gonna mock all this up, and then eventually I'll take everything out and fix any of the needed welds or anything. And then I gotta buy some 1/8 sheet of aluminum just to cap these ends off. So essentially it's gonna sit, like this, a little bit higher, because I'm going to use the 2-inch aluminum intercooler piping and weld some 2-inch tubing here, so it'll probably sit about this high. So I can just pop this upper intake off plenum and be able to service, because if I weld this all, which I can't now because it's steel and aluminum, which was my original goal, was to make it all aluminum. But if you make it all aluminum and all one piece, you would never be able to get these bolts out. So it has to be 3 pieces, 2 lowers and an upper. So the upper is going to sit up here with 2 more. It's hard to do this with the, it's going to have 2 more tubes coming out the bottom, and then those will be connected with silicone couplers. And then the ends will be capped. And that should do it. I'll have to add a 90-degree elbow here to connect this. I think this is the air chamber that lifts up the slide. So there's one here and there's one on the other carb on the other side. I'll have to weld a bung here, and then that'll be the boost reference to that slide on both carbs. I could do it on both sides. But that is where we are at with this project. And then another thing is, once it's all mocked up, I can't lift this up anymore, so I may have to adjust. Stay. You're not going to stay. I may have to adjust the upper plenum or these lower flanges a little bit to bring it down, because I'm at the mercy of the fuel tank. I only can make it as high as the inside of that fuel tank, so that's another thing I have to do. I went with 4-inch pipe and then just cut it at a 20-degree angle and then welded those together to match this goofy angle that the carbs do. So here we are. I didn't forget about you guys. I know it's been a while, but progress is happening. I did get a garage heater, but it does absolutely nothing in a 3-car garage. So I'm still freezing in here. I turned it off because, well, it kept blowing my breaker. I can't have the lights on and the heater and running something else. So whether it's the welder or the chop saw, it just takes too much amperage and it keeps popping my breaker. So even the heater itself doesn't warm up the garage, so I haven't been in the garage too much lately. But that is it. I really haven't shown the fabrication. I apologize. I just wanted to get this thing done. But I will go through everything, what I did, and on each process, instead of showing you, me cutting pipe, me cutting tubing, me welding, the tubing together. That's boring TV. So plus it takes hours and nobody wants to watch that. So here we are. We are getting progress, but please, if you guys can like and subscribe if you like this content. If you don't like this content, please tell me something else. I'll do something else at this point. Channel's going on, I think it passed 2 years, and I really don't have many subscribers, probably less than 100. I'd like to keep the channel going, but I can't really, if you guys don't like and subscribe or tell me what you want to see. I only have so much room in this garage, so I can't really work on cars because all my 3 businesses or 2 businesses are run in this garage, and that's why I don't have a lot of room. So any feedback would be appreciated. Like I said, I'm slowly working on this bike, trying to get it done for you guys, but it costs money I don't have right now because, well, as you guys know, I'm a concrete contractor and it's 20 degrees outside, so I don't work from November to April, and there's no money coming in. So anyway, that's my sad story, but I'll see you guys next time. Take care.